So yeah, I chose that for my first Desert Island disc because it really took me back to my bedroom as a child, and looking at my Beatles wallpaper and just being conscious of pop music for the first time. There wasn't a lot of music actually that I liked at that age, but the Beatles came along and they changed all that for me. Probably the first record that I can recall really hearing and liking. When I was a kid, my parents bought me a guitar, and I used to strum along to that song. So that was my first kind of conscious musical moment, I think, was hearing that song. I mean, Ringo's amazing. He kind of invented that backbeat that a lot of records before that never had. So Ringo brought this whole kind of I don't know, he brought real rock and roll to the Beatles and that real backbeat. So yeah, that was my first favorite record. And actually, I met Ringo when we were playing in Brazil a few years ago, and he was such a gentleman. Actually, he was really lovely. And I met Paul McCartney when we were recording Rio. Actually, he used to come into the studio and check out what we were doing. So and he was great too. I mean, they are absolute true legends, those guys, I think. And whenever I've met any of them, they've always been so humble and so nice. So that was the Jackson 5 with ABC, which after the Beatles, that's probably the next thing I really got into. How was I? I must have been 10 years old or something. And Motown was a really big thing in our house. And, you know, they're playing Smokey Robinson and the Supremes and the Four Tops. But the Jackson 5 was something that I really personally latched onto. And I think because Michael was a kid, and you know, he was around the same kind of age as me, I thought that was really cool that a kid was singing in a band, but sounding really cool and really funky. So I kind of become a bit obsessed with the Jackson 5, and I know they've had some really bad press over the years, particularly Michael, but you know, which I'm not going to comment on that, but you can't take away the incredible music that Michael and the Jacksons gave to the world, and that record was so important to me growing up, and you know, that's why it's number 2. I love the image of the Jackson 5. I love the clothes they wore. I love the afros. I love the cartoon. They had a great cartoon in the 70s, and I think they were the first, for me, they were the first black act that really crossed over to white people. You know, we didn't really have much black music in England in the 60s and the 70s, but the Jackson 5 with the cartoon and the, you know, the clothes and everything really kind of, I think they really crossed over. So it was quite a defining moment, I think, that record. And that was part of a great album as well, the ABC album. So yeah, that was really cool. And the fact they were from Indiana, which I had no idea where that was, and that just sounded to me so exotic. This place called Indiana, and you know, they were just the coolest for me.
Forget your generation, using any way I see. Oh well.
yeah, that takes me back. That's your generation from Generation X. I was 17 when that record came out, and I was really into punk. I used to go to a club called Barbarella's in Birmingham, and I'd seen a lot of punk bands, but Generation X came along, and there was something really different about them. They were kind of taking punk onto the next level. The clothes were different. They're a little bit more, they're more glamorous. They took a little bit more care in the way they presented themselves. Their album was really amazing. It was, and I think that was the first single. And that song really grabbed me as well because it was all about your generation. You know, you kind of, a lot of people are preaching to you at that age. And it was, for me, that was a great kind of social comment. And it was a take on The Who, my generation. So it was a really cool record. And it was one of the only bands that I went out of my way to get their autographs. They were doing a signing session in Birmingham at Virgin Records, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and get their autographs. So I'll show up at Virgin Records in Birmingham, and of course they're late. They're about 2 or 3 hours late, so I'm hanging around in this record store. And finally, they kind of come waltzing down the street in their leather trousers and their leather jackets and the really cool T-shirts that they used to wear. And I got their autographs, and I've still got that somewhere here at home, the Your Generation single with their autographs on. And I got to know Tony James as well a few years ago. I met Billy Idol again recently in LA, and he was a pretty cool dude. And here's my son, Junior, coming through the door. So that was David Bowie Heroes. I could have chosen so many different David Bowie songs, but that particular song takes me right back to the dance floor in the Rum Runner. It came out in 1977, but it was still being played in clubs in 1979, 1980, 81. And it was just such a song of hope. You know, we were just starting off playing a little top room in the Rum Runner, and that song came on. And as I said, it was so hopeful in its, you know, the lyrics and the whole intonation of the song, that it kind of became very much the kind of fabric of the Rum Runner and what everybody wanted to achieve from being in that club. And that was almost the anthem of the Rum Runner. It was made during Bowie's kind of Berlin Hands Up by the Wall period. So he kind of went through this whole kind of mysterious Berlin period after doing the whole Ziggy Stardust thing and the real glam thing. He came back with this kind of ice cold sound and image, which was totally different from the years before. And I mean, he's a real genius, Bowie. I think he just had this knack of just changing like a chameleon. You know, he could just go from one look or one sound to the other. And I think he's the cleverest artist, I think, and definitely the most creative artist that came from the UK. not that song again. Yeah, that was Us, and that was Save a Prayer. And I chose that because I was kind of looking around for some, you know, if I was going to be on a desert island, I was looking for something really kind of tropical and beachy and chilled out. And actually, I thought, well, what better song than Save a Prayer? Because I think it really, you know, to me, it evokes, you know, paradise, Bar of Islands, and it's just always had that feel of being on holiday. And it was a real departure for us, actually, because all the previous records had been very high tempo and groovy, and we just kind of pulled this ballad out of the bag from nowhere. And that was definitely part of our story with breaking into the US market was this song. And for me, it's all about it's about Nick's. To me, this song is really about Nick's amazing keyboard work, the arpeggio synth that starts the song, and that beautiful little kind of Eastern little part that he plays, and the rest of the song just kind of fell around his parts really. And of course, the amazing lyrics. I think Simon did a really amazing job on the lyrics on this, and it's still one of my favorites actually. And I think it was one of the first songs where the video was as important as the song. You know, Russell Mulcahy did an incredible job on the video, and I can't really listen to this song without seeing the visuals that accompany the song. So the video is also very important, and the video was just the right visuals and feel for the song. So well done, Russell. So thanks for watching my Desert Island Discs. That was my first 5 favorite records ever, and hopefully we can come back and do some more soon. So thanks for watching.